our planet greener. Sugar, as we know, is sugar. If we see, how do we make ourselves more efficient? How do we make our environment better for us all? That was the main reason why we started this. Sugar, we all always said, used to use a lot of water, power. So we all sat and we said, okay, now what can we do next? How can we make sugar a world-class player? Indian sugar as such has been the most efficient in the world, but we have not ever been that green. So our environment, water was one of the things. Water for 2024, world has changed. I mean, sugar itself has changed. If we see what we were 11 years back to where we are as of now, so many new things have happened. So now sugar is no more sugar. So we started with power, then we went to the blending with the OMCs in petrol. Now we are talking about compressed biogas. That is one thing which is already a reality, which is happening in India. So that is one thing that we all have to, we can all contribute in a big way to make greener fuels for India. Secondly, aviation fuel. That can also be made by us. I mean, can you imagine that a sugar mill can actually give fuel in which we will run our aircrafts? So there are so many changes that we are seeing, and I would say that this summit is only for that. How to make our planet greener, better for all of us, for our next gens who are there. So I think the summit will actually be talking about all of these things. And that is the main reason why CII, and I would like to thank CII and the whole team to actually bringing this out in, I mean, even we didn't know. So even though I've been in sugar now for 30 years, company is about 92 years old, but we didn't ever think in that way. We were always just thinking, okay, sugar cane, then we make sugar out of it, make my money, that's it. Environment is not one thing that, we were actually thinking about. So this summit is only for that. How do we make India? I mean, if we also talk about Modi ji and, in COP 26, he said, net neutral carbon is what India will be. And that is how sugar can contribute. And that is why we are all here just for that. And I would like Tamak Saab to add also on that. 7 tons of steam to make 1 ton of sugar. Now we have come down to about 21.5. So we can actually see as to how much we have improved on that. Water is the other thing. Earlier we would use far more water in our boilers, in our process to make sugar. That is down by almost 1/3 than where we were 11 years back. So I think that these two things we have already achieved, but still a very far way to go. We have not achieved our full goal, and we are working hard on that. I think we can even become more efficient than what we are as of now. If you think about it, bagasse is the fuel that we have. So once we crush the cane, bagasse is the fiber which is left, which we burn in our boilers to make steam and power. If we can become more efficient and if we can save more bagasse, because bagasse is a green fuel, it is not a fossil fuel. And if we can save that much more bagasse, either with that we produce more power which is green, or with that we can also make paper, which we have always done. Prior to sugar mills making power, which started in 1990, we used to sell our bagasse to paper mills to make craft paper. So if we can save more, perhaps we can also make power and also make greener paper. But as of now, the paper is basically made out of wood. So in case we can change that and save the forest a bit more at the same place, give the raw material to the paper mills, I think that will achieve
a few years. Now coming to sustainable sugarcane production, because that is also equally important. Here, industry bodies like Indian Sugar Mills Association, along with respective state governments and central governments, are working in this direction. And the basic thrust is on 3 factors. One, how can we improve mechanization in agriculture, because labor scarcity is there. How can we improve water resource use efficiency by drip irrigation, micro irrigation? That is the second thrust area. And third, how can we introduce better varieties of sugarcane so that those are high yielder and farmers' income is also improved. So with these combined efforts, we are quite hopeful that sustainable sugarcane production will be achieved in times to come. And one more this thing, just to supplement what Gaurav has mentioned. Previously, about 30 years back, sugar factories used to produce sugar only. Later on, sugar industry started producing power out of cogeneration. And it is clean power, it is not fossil power. And then now, since last about 10-12 years, ethanol production has also increased significantly. Right now, about in our total petrol basket, about 13-14% blending is being achieved of ethanol, which is produced out of sugar-based feedstock. So this is a great achievement, and due to this is a cleaner fuel, and this is supporting the income of the farmers, and of course it is saving the foreign exchange as well. This is a wonderful program, and this is helping the nation as a whole.
What support would you look from the government so that the ethanol or the byproducts of sugar, like the paper you said, that market size increases, and what's the market opportunity for these byproducts?
See, as far as that part goes, government has been really proactive. I mean, if we even look at the blending that we have achieved, if we would have spoken about this 10 years back, no one would have ever believed. We started with E5, so 5% blending was the target, which was then achieved. Then we went to 10, and what Tamak Saab said, now we are at about 14. That is with grain also, and now the target is 25. I mean 25% blend in petrol, which the target was earlier till 2030, but we're all trying to see if we can achieve it by 2026 at least. So I think that government has been very, very proactive. They have helped, and even with CBG, they have come out with a full paper on that. So it's very clean. So it's very, very clear that government knows the opportunity that sugar mills have, and as what is there, if sugar mills earn more, the farmers earn more, and we want them to earn more. The reason is not because charity or whatever. If farmers earn more, see, the farmer's land he can use for any crop, while the sugar mill can only crush cane. So we want him to plant more cane so that we all get more cane. So that's why I think the government has helped us, and your question that we are on the right path. Lots more to do, but vis-a-vis government, we all are always in dialogue. Almost like every week we'll have call for meetings, and I think that in the next 2 years you will see that we will reach from the
You're waiting for us. Could you just give a background on what's happening at the summit and what is the purpose of it?
We are from paper industry, and every year we are conducting this paper tech, and CII and IPMA, they are organizing this event. The main purpose is to educate and share our knowledge. We are sharing a lot of technology developments, and also the process changes, the legal requirements, and also the changing scenarios in the energy sector, water sector and environment. What is happening and what we have to do. These are the main topics we are going to discuss in the next 2 days seminar. We start with the inaugural session, which will include all the CEOs of paper industry, and also this paper tech is clubbed with the IPMA meeting, where all the CEOs will participate. So we are getting a lot of inputs from them. What will be the direction for us to move ahead? Because is about 80 to 85,000 crores of rupees economic.
Okay.
And it gives a direct and indirect employment of about 15,000 people. Sorry, 15 lakhs of people.
It's seeing it's around 6 to 7%, and globally it's around 3 to 4%. And actually, it could have been much better and higher. Just because of the COVID scenario, and after COVID scenario, there are a lot of geopolitical tensions and issues, due to which, the last 3 years we have been going through a lot of, supply chain and logistic issues and raw material availability issues, and all these things are, putting a strain on the paper industry. And that's the reason the growth is 6 to 7. Otherwise, it could have been comfortably 10 to 12% of growth for the paper and the packaging board segment in the country. That's how it was growing before COVID. Paper was growing at almost 7 to 8% and packaging board was growing at 10 to 12%. Now suddenly we dropped by 30 to 40% or beyond. It is just because of the geopolitical scenarios prevailing in the globe. Now the point number 2 is this particular paper tech conference, the central theme is making the...
Just smile, look everyone. Just smile.
You make us laugh.
Yeah.
And it is being told in the World Forum that in Asia, 18% of the Asian norms have come down, 18.7 or something has come down, and India is a major contributor for the reduction.
Okay.
Now we should talk
Second.
about, there are ways to start with. It is nothing. How much we have taken our really concerted efforts and the really true, the efforts towards this direction. Very few people, very few mills can say, yes, we have put our earnest efforts and we have replaced by 10%, 15%, 25% of coal. We are talking about industry 4.2, we are talking about artificial intelligence, we are talking about everything.
Pursue this concept of circular economy. This sector holds a lot of promise and potential. You can see the size and magnitude of this sector in terms of its impact on the rural economy, in terms of its impact on livelihoods of so many millions of people in the country. We are the biggest sector globally. Therefore, this provides that platform and scale for us to implement these initiatives on large scale. Whether it is power or it is ethanol, so much production is there. Sugar, there is so much production already happening. So multiple feedstocks are available, multiple opportunities are available, multiple investment opportunities are available. The only thing is that we put our focus on resource use efficiency. We must try in our letter and spirit that how can I produce more with less. This should be our motto. Until unless we imbibe this concept in our working style, we cannot achieve this objective. Today, we need to not only conserve present, but also we need to make ourselves future ready. And how can we make ourselves future ready? With the help of digital technology. Technology is a great enabler. He has briefly touched, the previous speaker has briefly touched about AI and ML. But again, how to do this? Partnership is the solution. Create partnerships. Choose your partners carefully. They should be technically capable and your thought process should match with them. There has to be a thrust on R&D and innovation as well. Because R&D and innovation, without R&D and innovation, no sector can progress. So R&D and innovation and coupled with digital technology is the way forward. For that, create partnership, choose your partners, develop programs and prepare clear-cut action plan with definitive milestones and tangible outcomes, and then implement those rigorously and relentlessly.
From the leaders of the industry, I extend my heartfelt thanks to Mr. Gaurav Goyal, our chairman, for his visionary leadership in the sugar sector, which has significantly shaped this conference. We thank him for his presence, guidance, leadership, and without him this program is not a successful one, and he has been supporting us, driving us, guiding us from the beginning for so many years. I request all of you to join me in thanking him and then supporting for all his support and leadership. Thank you very much, sir. We look forward to your continued support, sir, and engagement in promoting sustainability and innovation in the sugar industry. So, thanks to all the sponsors and exhibitors. I request everyone to please visit all